Hello, comic book fans. Today I have Irredeemable Premier Edition Volume 1. This collects issues 1 to 8 of that series. And this is a nice hardcover book released by Boom Studios. And it's very similar in quality to what you see from Image Comics with the Walking Dead hardcover releases. There's no dust jacket, the images are right on the cover themselves. This is a really great comic book series. I've been really excited to read this. It's written and created by Mark Waid. You might best know him from he did the Kingdom Come storyline for DC. It was a 4-issue run released in 1996, I believe. That's a good storyline. You should read that if you haven't. But anyways, now what this series does is it kind of explores what would happen if Superman basically went nuts or got sick and tired of defending humanity and all the pressures of being him just got to him and he finally snapped. And so obviously we can't use Superman, so in this they created a hero called the Plutonian, and he also has like his own. He is part of a team of heroes. It's very similar to like the Justice League. They call them the Paradigm. That's this team that he belongs to, and this story is great. It starts off with a bang, with him just wiping out a former teammate of his and killing his entire family in the process. And what I really liked about this story is, if it's really convincing, like why he's just kind of suddenly snapped. You know, what I liked too about this story is how it's structured. So you're kind of following the members of the Paradigm as they try to uncover two things, like why their former teammate and ally, the Plutonian, suddenly snapped and is doing all these horrible things, and also how they can stop him. And it goes through a series of flashbacks that you see them piecing little pieces of puzzle together, and you get little bits of information scattered throughout the story of like the pressures building upon the Plutonian and why he's getting stressed and starting to get angry with humanity. And then eventually in this book itself, by the end, you do see the moment when he finally snaps and just says to hell with everyone, and he completely annihilates his city that he protects. So like think of it like a Superman just annihilating Metropolis, and he kills everyone in there. And it's really well done. And I like the heroes that they created for this storyline. Like they've created some other interesting heroes, and even the villains. Here's the team of the villains. They're trying to figure out what the hell to do with this Plutonian. The world governments get together and try to figure out what to do with the Plutonian, and the Plutonian just doesn't care about anyone anymore. He's just had enough, and I don't really want to go into the reasons why. I don't want to spoil anything to you because it's actually interesting. It's like I said, how it's structured, and as you start building pieces of the puzzle, it's like it really makes you feel like you were part of this Paradigm team and you were trying to figure out why this happened, and it really makes you feel like you're part along on the adventure with them. And the other thing, they're trying to find a former enemy of his as well, because that was the only person they believe has the power to stop him, and they want to know what that power is. So it's really good. A lot of death and destruction in this book. pretty violent, and I really enjoyed it. You may be wondering how similar it is to the Injustice Gods Among Us, where that storyline, it actually has Superman snapping and killing a bunch of people. But I actually prefer this from reading both. This is just a little more interesting. It's a lot more of a character study, and like you said, you see the slow build up of like why he just suddenly snaps, and it's a little more interesting than what happens in Injustice Gods Among Us, in my opinion. And I really enjoyed this book. I'm so glad they released this. You know, they did have a hardcover version of a hardcover collection of From Irredeemable before that was released a while ago. I believe it collected 12 issues, and it had like a fancy slip cover and stuff on it. But then that went out of print, and you couldn't collect this series in a hardcover. But thankfully, Boom Studios listened to the fans and have now started releasing these. There's 2 volumes of this available right now, and a 3rd one I saw is slated for release sometime in December, I believe, of 2016. So I would highly recommend picking up this book. This one is really great. Like you said, it's a lot of the looking into the backstory of the Plutonian, why he snapped, and you do get to that moment, and it's great. It's a very intriguing first read. I can't wait to get into the other volumes. In terms of a premiere special edition, they call it, it's nothing spectacular. There's really nothing, no special features. Like I said, this is it. It's a cover gallery of the issues. So like there's issue 1 and there's issue 2. It's like very basic, nothing standard, no editorial notes or original sketch work in this. So that's the only thing I could say is a little disappointing in this release. But like I said, this is something I've wanted for so long. I just don't care. It's such a great read. I highly recommend picking this up, and I will tell you what I think of book 2 when I get through that. So thanks for watching my video, everyone.